Hey, at least the mic's working. Okay, good, that's also working. I was a little worried. And yeah, I know, there's still no sound alert stuff. That got more complicated than I thought it was going to. Yeah. Suffice to say, it's a work in progress, like so much of the stuff that I do. Why, you ask? Because despite Twitch changing stuff around so that you can technically be monetized without, you know, being affiliate, you can't. It doesn't track you as being monetized because you're not affiliate, so then you can't do the stuff that it, in its mind, programming, thinks that only affiliates and partners can do, like, I don't know, channel points. Kind of annoying. But whatever. And then you get me started on Tangia. Tangia is a... no, I think I'd go insane if I tried to get Tangia set up. Because its layout is just not, in any way, shape, or form, intuitive. It's very old. It's I guess the best way I can put it is old. So, you know, that means that I have to go and do, like, I have to put more thought into doing, like, what random things I can do with channel points, which I don't remember where to set up personally. To be perfectly honest, somewhere around here. I think, is it here? Is it in the community section? No. Sharing. Not quite. Can't do ads because not affiliate. Viewer rewards. There it is. It's in viewer rewards. And points power-ups. So I can't really do... I mean, I could do... reward. Community challenge. Okay. Message effects. Gigantify an emote. On-screen celebrate. What even does that mean? So there's some stuff that I could do. I mean, by all means, come up with ideas for custom rewards you'd like to see. Cause Again, we're hitting that issue where I can have lots of ideas, but the problem is I have lots of ideas, and narrowing it down is tricky. And it's not like the idea is like, oh, this would be a really good, fully fleshed out idea that just pops into my head. It's like a flash of an idea, kind of like when you drive by somewhere in a car, right? And you see, oh, what's that? And it's gone. Oh. There and gone again. It's what it is, really. Not a ton I could do about it, because that's more of an ADHD thing. Kind of wish you could do like a pop out of this, because I'd like to pop out the predictions menu and whatnot, because that'd be kind of cool. But it's or even the activity feed. Pop out something so that I could put it like Like, the bottom right-hand corner of my monitor, I don't really need it until I'm ending stream. Doesn't do a whole lot for me. So, you know. Cool, Twitch. Just saying. You don't have to, but it'd be cool if you did. Or even open it in a different window. Alas, I can't think of a way to do it other than opening a whole nother window, making it smaller, and then putting that there, which seems like it would cause problems memory-wise, which is fine when I'm just yapping at you. Right, that's fine. But if I'm playing a game, less so. That doesn't work out so well. Oh, I know it's not time to put out the tweet yet, but I should probably get it. Is that? Maybe? Okay. I don't know why everything on my PC got logged the hell out. But I guess I get to freeze here for a second. Okay. I'm gonna put this in so that I can actually put out said tweet. And we're back to moving. Hey, how's it going? Wait, before ya. Ugh. Where did my notepad go? There it is. Not undo. That would make me very sad. Should that be a comma there? I'm never super like, I know, but I always second guess, and then I'm not sure if I'm, like, actually correct, because then I, like, confuse myself at that point. But yeah. I'll leave that as it is. That'll be fine. Okay. Yeah. Life would be a lot easier in many ways without ADHD. Then I could probably manage to stream most of the games that I play without issue, except... well, there's the hyper-focus part of ADHD, yeah, that little chestnut. Which means I tend to hyper-focus on the game, and... well... I mean, I guess that's a part of streaming. But I prefer the part where I talk with you guys and interact with you. Otherwise I just make videos, right? That's... it's like the entire point of live streaming. But it does give a starting point for any conversation, which is always nice. Hey, at least today we have Arena Breakout Infinite, right? And the usual suspects of editing and content creation, because these are constants in my life, and therefore they keep coming up. Surprise, I know. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're not entirely wrong. I'd argue that's simplifying it slightly. But you're right. This is a live stream. I'm technically not made of numbers, I think. Is the universe run by numbers? Is the universe itself made of numbers? I don't know. I'm not gonna contemplate on that any further because that's an entire rabbit hole that I don't think I really need to go down today. Or right now. Today. We'll go today. Hopefully. It's gonna come up again. I already know it is. Also, hi. How goes life? Hope good. Or at the very least that you're less tired than I currently am. Which I guess is partially insomnia. Ish. Weird sleep hours. Some would argue anxiety, but you know. This is not really proven per se, so life goes exhaustingly. Oh, well. I guess I can pull it back to a good exhausting instead of just general exhausting. That's still better, I guess. I mean, what is that saying actually? Is that even a saying? Something no better sleep than after a hard day's work or something? I don't know. Because it depends on why. Like physically tired. I feel like that works. Mentally exhausted. It's kind of a 50-50 it feels like. It could be, you could be completely refreshed the next day when you wake up, or you could be refreshed for a bit and then you're back to being tired. Yeah, that's why can I not? How did that get there? How is sound alerts there? No, I'm sitting here like, oh, I can't see my mic volume, but whatever, it's working, so that's really all I need to know. OBS, when are we getting the feature to be able to move around the order of the... what's that called? Devices, quote unquote, an audio mixer? When do we get that? Be really cool. I feel like it would also be pretty simple. Granted, this is coming from someone who does not have any coding experience whatsoever, so I could be entirely wrong. PS6 is making my life nasty and miserable. Damn it, you're right, but I can want better, okay? I can dream of a better OBS. One that... I mean, it's already free, so like... it does give to the people, technically. One with better quality of life functions, I guess? I don't... I was going somewhere with that, and I don't know where I was going with it. One that works better, I guess, would be nice. It's got a lot of bugs. I guess the dream is an OBS that just actually functions how you think it should function, or would function. That'd be good. It's the little things in life, really. Oh. Okay, Nick. That's... Oh. And a crackle pop on the way out. Okay. That's different. Alas. At least it doesn't hang anymore when I go to end stream. That's always nice. Is that because I changed the scene and it's onto one that doesn't have a browser hook for the chat? Don't know. Could be. Is it because they fixed it? Probably not, but it could also be. Anything's possible, is what I've learned. Sometimes the things you don't really want to be possible end up being shown to you as possible, but I mean, hey, that's fringe edge cases most of the time, so it's fine. Yeah. Truly being a rack streamer would be 10 times easier, but no, my brain's like, yeah, it's boring. Okay, that's fine. I'll just... Ow. Okay, rest. Randomly talk to myself and then open my water that I forgot to open. Because... well, I got distracted. But that's really not important. Okay. With what, you ask? Also not important, thankfully, because I don't remember. But... I at least know that I got distracted. Which is progress, as far as I'm concerned. It might be a low bar, but it's still a bar. Yeah. I already said that you don't need to like rub it in and just... But yes, I am easily distracted. I'm also 7 minutes past when I meant to post that. Whoops. Anyway. That's now done. Thank you, Twitter, for your contribution towards me feeling like I'm accomplishing something, I guess. Speaking of accomplishing things. Oh boy. Would you like to take a random guess at how many times I've had to re-record for the video that I wanted to get out for today? That could still technically possibly happen, but it's a little bit of editing that needs to get finished. Oh. Just make me wonder, can I like... It'd be cool if you could like... give points. But I don't know how to do that, if you can. Great channel. Oh, no. Manage reward request. And partner. Manage prediction. Manage poll. Not really. There's probably a way to set that up. I'm gonna have to look at that now. I need custom rewards anyway for points, because, like I said, Andalits is not with this current century. By century, I mean being able to use channel points without being affiliate. So, you know. That was a complication I didn't expect. But anyway. Where was I? Right. Been a grand total of 4? 3 to 4 times that I had to re-record the video. Which, you know, for like getting overwhelmed with doing the whole thing. Then I probably would have taken like 2 days to do that, but instead it took like half a week, so... And then it's also got annoying because recording time kind of got into by the fact grandparents showed up, and I am shy. Also, I haven't discussed the whole trans thing yet, so you know, not quite to that point, comfort-wise. Which means time to record is, well, like I said, somewhat limited. The current one got recorded last night, which it's be whatever, except within it's nighttime, I tend to talk quieter, so... Not great for audio balancing, although it's more the enunciating. Enunciating? Yeah, enunciating. Properly. Which is definitely a thing to work on, but... Well, that's why I had to do the third take. No, it was 4, wasn't it? Because the first 2 was because of the background not working with 3D keying, or Luma keying for that matter. As much fun as shadowy eldritch creature sounds, it's a little weird when it's like constantly hovering behind you and shifting, like a Lovecraftian something or other, I don't know. So yeah. I'm rocking like a light pinkish blue behind me, which astute viewers might notice as a slight, not quite white, but close enough to white that it kind of blends in as white outline around the model. Yeah. C'est la vie. This is just how it is, I suppose. Would it be nice to not have that issue? Yeah, it would. But what is life without challenges? Simpler. Okay, simpler. That's fair. But also boring. It's also boring. So yeah. Oh my gosh. So you say. Well, I guess technically that works. Actually, it wouldn't be... Okay, anyway, yeah, no, that works. Never mind, I forgot what that means. Whatever. Hey, base. And transit fish. Hello. Has indeed been a while. By which I can verify like at least a week and a half, I think. I guess that'd be 2 weeks, because I only stream once a week. So 2 weeks! What was it before then? So the last naval stream, no? Or was it before? Yeah, it's expecting me to like remember timelines, right? Yes, hello Bates. Driving up to Seattle right now. Oh boy! That sounds... Well, I don't like driving, so it sounds horrific to me, but... boring, otherwise. Finally finished a game sacrifice Easter egg. A game sacrifice Easter eggs. I don't know what that means. Like, is it a game called sacrifice? And is... I could come up with a lot of ideas. Not really gonna narrow it down. Well, that's good. I've never went hunting for Easter eggs myself much. Except for the skulls in Halo 3, I think. But that's mostly anything. Can be fun though. It was beautiful, so it's kind of worth. Is it though? Is it really? Yeah. I'm fully aware that I'm biased. Okay, like. Yes. Why? Are we turning into a cat now? Is that it? Is that just a family thing? Does it count as a family trait? Cat related? I don't know. Maybe. First. Moment. The first part of Sacrifice Easter Egg. You do binary. You just scream out. No, I haven't. Huh. That's different. Different seems like the most accurate way that I could put that. Huh. Interesting. Well, there's worse themes to have, I suppose. Now you're forcing it. I don't... No, that doesn't roll off the tongue. Nah. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to veto that one. Nice try, but... No. 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 I've tried it in my head. I've, like, tried doing the mouth motions I need to do for that. It doesn't... just feels weird. I don't like it. It's awkward. Yeah. No. Not a fun word. Head no equal tongue. What does that mean? Are we having a, like, collective stroke? Is that what's happening here? Head voice does not equal mouth voice. I didn't even get to the, like, part of trying, well, I know. Tried to say it. But, like, if I just mouth that out, it's still... No. Like, that combination of perch and then trying to roll into nyans, I guess? Doesn't know. H into NY does not work. That is not bridgeable. I have tried, trust me. Brain, no do. And unfortunately the brain kind of needs to, you know, tell the mouth what to do, otherwise you don't really get any sounds. So, you know, you're not bridgeable. I mean, I'm one solid object, so technically you're not wrong. Bridges usually go over stuff, like a body of water, or ravines, that sort of thing. Oh, not touching that thought. Anyway, use the fox to bridge some... Do I have any say in this? Do I get to say no, that I don't want to get walked over? No? Oh, okay. Well, I mean, when you fall because I inevitably, you know, can't hold you up, then not even my bad. Just cry about it, I guess. Skill issue. Oh boy. No more than 6 feet? You're correct. No more than 6 feet is in fact correct. Not that that's hard to be correct on, because most people I feel like are under 6 feet. It's the average. I don't know what the average is exactly, but very short bridge. Whatever. Moving on, I fall firmly between 5'10" and 5'11". Technically like 5'10" and 3/4, but you know. That's not really how people measure height. They tend to just be more... Well, they round up or down. I don't believe you. Yeah, that's what I thought. Anyway. Second prayer, sacrifice Easter egg, do shock trooper. Morse code to find a blood-shocked gramophone disc. Play it and find the naturally spawning shock trooper kit. Tied to a cross with guts. Quite the interesting game you have there. Genuinely do if you were short. Me a fat short Mexican would be hilarious. If you say so, base. No one would be able to stop you. It sounds like a lot of people would be able to stop you by virtue of being 4'11". Leverage is a thing. Also center of gravity, I guess, technically, so you'd have that going for you. But leverage, also important. Just need to get into bed, actually. Night-night. Rest well, Synapsid. The charisma of 20 lions. Okay, you can't say no one could stop you and then no one would want to stop you. That's two very different win cons, I guess? I don't... Take your pick, really. Win conditions. Works. I guess, for lack of anything better. You can't stop me if you don't... No, I could stop you if I didn't want to stop you. If I had to stop you, then I'd still stop you. That's how that works. Nom, 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 nom. Well, I don't know. That depends on what you'd be doing. Like, are you trying to perform nefarious deeds? Then I'd have to stop you. Are you just trying to, like, I don't know, help some old grandmother with her groceries or something? Then I don't need to stop you then, do I? Too much charisma. You sure? Also, I have vertex. Digging up a grave? That'll do it. Classic. Get cursed? You need to kill people to get rid of it. I'm almost afraid to ask what the curse does. Or did, I guess. That made it worth getting rid of by killing 19 people. Yeah, interesting. Hi, babe. Oh. Giving the player shock PTSD now. Oh, yeah, no, I can see why you'd want to get rid of that. Oh boy. Man, and I thought that I came natural with like a bunch of debuffs. That's got me beat by a bit. Oh. So anyway, we're gonna Breakout Infinite, since the alternative is talking or complaining about video editing again, which, believe me, I'm totally down to complain about video editing again. It's very tedious. And not ADHD friendly. But it's only so interesting, so I'll spare you. Arena... I'll just call it ABI. ABI on the other hand. Free-to-play extraction shooter. Very fun. It fits right up my alley of... I mean, not every raid is guaranteed to be super exciting, but it's repeatable, and each one's at least a little bit different, right? You could also bring different gear and whatnot to change things up if you need to, but that just means there's a lot of opportunities for fun and cinematic moments, as there usually is anytime you face adversity of some sort or another. Brute force. Portuguese Morse code. Normal Morse code. Morse using lights and a lot of numbers. No one took us. Screaming. I see. This is sounding like Fever Dream the game, if I'm being perfectly honest. Kind of, Or beginner fanfiction. Beginner fanfiction also, I mean, it's like the same thing really, but you get what I mean. There's a lot of concepts going on here. But yeah, it's also a nice mix between realism and being too simulator-y. Like, I don't know, Tarkov, or... to an extent, Arma. Like, if you use specific mods that make stuff like the medical system more complex, then it gets really deep, and yeah, it kind of confusing. AB is kind of a nice in-between though. And, you know, there's also just any number of playstyles you can have. I mean, if you wanted to, because, you know, maybe you hate yourself or something, you could go in with just a knife. Some people do that. I think they... like, zero to hero runs or something? I forget what the terminology is. But... the game is your oyster. The world is your oyster in that game, rather. It's, yeah. Kind of hard to get bored, unless you just follow the meta constantly, in which case, yeah, you will probably get bored because you're just doing the same thing over and over. I might be biased because ADHD, but, you know, yeah. Got Hope, aka 1911. And you got that packs a punch. Oh. There was a, like, exclamation, my god. Okay, that makes more sense. So the body alone, 45, yeah, 45 ACP, we'll do that. Quite well known for doing that, actually. Except in some video games where they do silly things like balance it for some reason. Don't know what that's about, but whatever. Speaking of... there is one... oh! Ooh. Ooh. Now don't get me wrong, the gameplay of ABI is fun. But the gun customization... Now that... Oh. You have different muzzle devices, you have different sights, magazines. Some have more than others, like the 1911 only has 2 options, an 11-rounder and a 7-rounder, which is... I mean, the only reason you'd ever use that is because you lack money. A lot of money, because you basically have to be broke, because it's not the most expensive weapon to put together. But, you know, it's a classic. And then ammo types. There's a lot of strategic depth on top of tactical depth, and I really, really, really like it. Alto personally is, I think, pretty obsessed with the shotguns, which... fair enough, I guess. But... I don't know. More of a D-Mark kind of girl. Mostly because, as with every shooter, the more leeway I have, the more I tend to try to min-max that leeway. So, you know, if I had an AR that's fully automatic, large magazine, which is technically the meta, right? Because the more rounds you could put on a target, the more likely you are to get through their armor and deplete their health pool. Which is kind of nice, because then they stop shooting at you. I know, weird concept. But if they never see you, then they can't shoot at you anyway, which is also nice. So, you know, everyone has different ways of playing the game. I, somewhat unsurprisingly, I suppose, if you've been around for a while, something of a middle ground approach. Not sit in a corner on a hilltop for 20 minutes waiting for someone to run by, but also not just sprint around face checking every corner. There's a lot of guns that are not good to run into in that sort of situation. And I mean, there's AI too, but the AI is kind of there as like a glorified alarm system. Just to initiate combat encounters between you and other players, because they alert everyone to something being there by blindly shooting in your direction belligerently, but they don't do all that much damage, thankfully. It'd be really annoying if they did. Characters personalized like their own person. Each time you die, you control a new person. That's kind of cool. I was gonna say it's kind of like Zomboid, but Zomboid is more of like... You could do that in Zomboid, but it would take more effort, because it's not... automated. It's not automated. That's the word I was looking for, is automated. But you can technically trade out a bunch of different traits and swap them around, and then it completely changes the playstyle. Which is cool, but... a little tedious. Speaking of Zomboid though, I am... When are they finally gonna release Build 42? When are they gonna release Build 42? Huh. I want my crafting. And I can like finally do a series on it or something, I don't know. I mean, it'd be the first time I ever completed a run of the game, so there's that too. But I'd have a goal, so I probably would. It's the other reason why I like stuff like ABI or Arc Raiders, which is coming out next month. Yeah, next month on the 28th. It's another extraction shooter, but that one's third person, which... I don't love that it's third person, but they make it work for the most part. It does make getting to the extraction, or rather calling it up and surviving, a little more stressful than maybe it entirely needs to be. But it is fun, and again, is rife with cinematic opportunity. Cool. It's probably harder to not get an exciting round in Arc Raiders than it is in Arena Breakout, just purely because Arc Raiders is a little more simplified in terms of its mechanics. Like, there's still armor, there's still health, there's still medical, but it's not as simulatory. Like, I'm pretty sure you have different health zones for the body parts, but you don't really gotta worry about breaking bones or whatnot. If you heal it up, then it's healed. There's also no issue with the gas grenades, and the gas actually damaging the lungs of your character, and if you don't have the correct medical consumable, then you kind of continuously take damage, because poison gas in your lungs. You know, the usual thing, really. Start stacking fast. 30 death body count. Huh. Death count in one game goes up to 500 plus. If there's one thing that I've learned in online games, is that people are very stubborn. I'm aware that also describes me, but I'm really gonna want to stop, right? And yeah, running back to the same place to die again for the third time is probably a sign you should try something different. As Voss would say, have I ever told you the definition of insanity? Same thing over and over and over, expecting a different result? Yeah. Most people struggle with that for some reason. I don't know why, but they do. Say daddy, I suppose. It's actually a common theme in many a game. Happens in League, happens in Battlefield, happens in Valorant, and happens in extraction shooters. People will literally watch their teammate go around a corner and die, have no clue why they died, and go, nah, I'd win. And then die themselves. It's... it makes you wonder sometimes. Like, how exactly did humanity get to the point that we have? You know? Was it just blind luck? Is that what it was? Will die to his flamethrower. 30 seconds later, a platoon comes to capture them. They at least avoided the flamethrower, right? Right? Then just go to the same place, like, nah, he's out of fuel or something now, right? Like, it'd be silly. I know the answer, but, you know, just throwing it out there that maybe someone learned. I'd assume grenades are a thing if you have stuff like flamethrowers, so I feel like it's pretty doable. Granted, actual flamethrowers go a little bit further than you think they would in terms of how far they disgorge is the word coming to mind, which is technically correct, but their payload. I think something like 30 to 40 feet. Yeah. It's not small. It's a pretty long distance to get hit by napalm from. And there's napalm, so it splashes everywhere. So, you know. Yeah. I mean, sure, you can throw a baseball, which is about the size of a grenade, if a little lighter, much further, but accurately? Depends on the person. The mace to pipe. The mace to shotgun pipeline is real, and it can hurt you, apparently. It's quite the spread of weaponry. One might even argue they're kind of on extremes of each other, except it's more like mace is one side and then shotgun's in the middle of like a really long what's it called? Scale, I guess. Spectrum? Spectrum. Because then you have stuff like, I don't know, heavy machine guns. Or very large bombs, or cannons, you know. It goes pretty far past sawed-off shotgun. Money. Ah. Sounds like having fun though, which is good. That is the point of gaming, after all. Unlike the point of editing, which is to entertain people. It's really not that complicated, it's just, if I mentioned tedious, it's tedious. And there's a lot of options to choose from, which makes it more complicated for the ADHD inclined. I probably will finish it today though, because I'm not doing a bunch of heavy editing. It's just kind of deciding when to make the model pop in and out versus just having voiceover. Once I get that sorted, it should go pretty quickly, but easier said than done when ADHD autism. Kind of easy to make a mountain out of a molehill there. Person with a Lancer class, with a butcher perk equipped, and a dreadnought player that has tanky armor. Automatic flak gun. Huh. That's unique. That's unique. Aww. Sounds like a flamethrower would be pretty good against that though. No. But yeah. I just realized it's been like a week since I played League. It's probably good, arguably. Like I said, the point of games is to be fun, so if you're not having fun, taking breaks is generally a good thing. And I also need to remember to actually test if I can do streams or whatnot with Arena Breakout. Because I haven't done that yet, because I've been busy editing. Also, I forgot. But you know. Getting there. Would you smack me if I said it's a work in progress? Charging a Lancer. That does sound pretty on point for what you'd expect from a class with that name. Huh. No. I also think that maybe Musume was not the best background footage to use. Because I get into this situation where it's a race in the background, and I'm like, do I cut to showing the model? Is that a good idea? It feels weird, right? But it's technically background footage. But like, you know, I personally would probably get annoyed if someone did that, so... As I've said, there's a lot of choices. Things to figure out. I have time though. I want to get out at like 8. This is gonna be a shorter stream because it's partially just a break from dealing with editing. Well, I didn't really get to play anything today, so I kind of want to do that too, because I had to go help my grandma move 2 plants, which we had to dig up and then shuffle around. Not my favorite. Mainly because I had to, like, actually start doing stuff before, like, 12 o'clock, but, you know. Needs must. This views you instantly. That type of class. I see. Also depends on the mechanics. That could work, but yeah. Game sounds a little crazy, so it kind of fits in. What do? Covered most of what I want to do. Editing, content. Well, I haven't actually touched on content creation that much, which, I mean, I don't have to, but I'm just sitting here, I might as well. Ah. Hey, it's here's the thing. Like, I wouldn't still be doing it if I didn't enjoy it, but anyway, do I not like the editing portion? If I had the same with my voice, I'd probably just do voiceover and it'd be 10 times easier, but when have I ever made things easy for myself? Holy. Basically never. And whenever I do, I'm bored, because it's easy. Not easy to please. What can I say? Turn back to resupply them in the watermelon-sized hole in their chest. Oh. I could see how that might impede doing, well, anything. Yeah. Bit of a complication that kind of need most of the things in your torso. Well, you need them inside your torso still. That is to say. Not getting into this crazy sounding. Life. Oh. The most annoying thing is trying to figure out what music. I'm probably just gonna have to use Heartbound soundtrack again. I prefer not. I don't really have anything else to use. I was gonna peruse YouTube's library because they do have a, well, library of songs that you can use for videos and whatnot, but haven't had the time. I think someone's running away for a few seconds. Sounds like Battlefield as well. It's typically how it goes. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right, you guys were going to the baseball game. That's why he was driving up to Seattle. I just remembered that. Welcome to my memory. Uh-huh. Well, hopefully y'all have fun with that. Never really been my thing. I find baseball kind of boring. Even playing baseball was kind of boring. A little too slow. Much prefer hockey. Even soccer, at least you're moving around pretty much constantly. But hockey is much more... Soccer's long distance. Hockey is very much sprinting-esque. Because the idea is that you get off the ice in like 40 seconds and then you rest for a bit before going back out again. Very much up my alley. Choices. I'm kind of limited on time for writing, and I don't love time restraints. Which I'm sure is going to make everything go so much smoother as well. But I think the only way I don't finish it is if I convince myself that I won't be able to. So I should be good. Knock on wood. Because There's no guarantee. But I don't have anything else to do. It's just, can I wrangle my somewhat action-starved brain, activity-starved brain, into sitting there, well here, I don't know why I sit there, in the same chair that I would be in, and just staring at a screen, slowly scrolling forwards in a video and figuring out where to put cuts. And the framing, I guess technically I need to worry about the framing too, but should be doable. And then I can have fun. Because I really do, I can only procrastinate, not protagonize. That's very different. Procrastinate it for so long, it does need to get done. Next one should be a little bit easier to do. Partially because I think it might just be playing Arena Breakout. I don't know what else I do. I could do more focused talking, but I guess, because like the problem with this one is it was more like a catch-up. Where I'd been, what I was planning to do, and what I want to do in the future sort of thing. I know people always get weird when you talk about money too, even if it's non-specific. But, so be it. Not talking about it doesn't make it not a reality, and I tend to just talk about whatever comes to mind anyway. And it's a pretty common subject these days. So yeah. Last Stand just was fault. Last Stand devolves into shooting millions of rounds randomly and wildly. Also the average firefight. Yeah, contrary to what games make you think, most firefights are not actually between two groups that can accurately see each other. Well, distinctly see each other. It's kind of like a, oh, there's muzzle flashes over there. Let's put a bunch of rounds in that direction. Cool. Did the rounds stop? Did they stop firing? Mission probably accomplished. Let's put a few more in and then call it a day. Everyone gets highlighted? Yeah. Sounds very video game. Arma probably gives the most accurate representation. Arena Breakout can. Arc Raiders sort of too, but that one still has like bullet trails. And it's always a trade-off. You get to be stealthy, which is cool. But if you get to be stealthy to the point where they don't get direction indicators from where they got shot from, or there's no bullet trail, or there's not excessive bright flashing lights when you're scoped in on a magnified sight, and if they're looking at you, it is kind of difficult to see people when they're trying to blend in with the environment. Especially if they appropriately break up their outline. It's like World War I but underground. Oh boy, that sounds horrific. I mean, I guess it does limit the use of artillery, so there's that. Some would say that's an improvement. Still, World War I wasn't exactly rife with opportunities for tactical brilliance and outplays. It's more of, we're gonna run at you, and then you're gonna run at us, and then we're gonna run at you, and then you're gonna run at us, and then we're gonna run at you, and then you're gonna run at us, and then we're gonna shell you, you're gonna shell us. You know. Everyone gets a beret light so you can sneak around. Interesting. Never to get into Roblox. I think it was after my time. But, The visual is not quite the visual aesthetic that I usually like. It's animated, which is nice. I do like animated more than hyper-realistic. But unsurprisingly, I suppose it's kiddie. In the same way that Minecraft is. But hey, I grew up playing Morrowind, and was that Sims 3? Well, yeah, Sims 3. But Civ 3? On my aunt's PC, I believe? Yeah. Suppose rather unsurprisingly I went towards bow, using that. It's never a huge on Civilization though. Is it a good game? Yeah. Yeah, it is. But I've always preferred controlling one character to controlling multiple. It just jives better with my brain. Yeah. It'd be fun. Lever action uses 44 special. Very, very cultured and based. Lever actions are... There's something cool about lever actions. Like, yeah, in a straight up fight against most modern weapons, they're just blatantly inferior. I mean, sure, you can shoot quickly. That's not a problem. But you reload, unless, you know... I mean, eventually later they did create, like, these weird magazine tube things for Winchesters and whatnot that let you put a bunch of rounds in and then more quickly slide them in. But before that, it's just 1 round by 1 round by 1 round by 1 round, which takes a little bit of time. Better than, you know, a musket, but not ideal for horde situations. Or, you know, general quick reloads. Cavalry double. Good old sawed-off shotgun. I don't personally love them because I'm a big believer in accuracy more so than accuracy by volume. Well, that's not true. I also like LMGs. Particularly the MG42 because it's just very fun. So many rounds. So many rounds. A lot of interesting guns in World War II. A lot of iconic guns in World War II, which I suppose is unsurprising considering the rather large importance that that had on the history of humanity. But, you know, still. Turn any weapon into a sniper. Serious. Oh no, we're back to Bad Company 2 sniping people across the map with a shotgun. Unironically, actually, that was... It didn't make sense, but it was funny. And surprisingly balanced. Yeah, it turns out it wasn't that much different to having an actual sniper marksman rifle. But, you didn't get the scope. So it did take more skill, technically, kinda? Of course, Bad Company 2 is also the game that, you know, introduced everyone to the idea of, scope glint. And now it's in every game ever because people are lazy, don't want to pay attention and check their environment. In games like Call of Duty and whatnot, where it's not super hard to see people. Like, is someone holding a corner for an eternity with a high-powered rifle annoying? Yeah. But so is, like, trying to use a weapon that is meant to be used from range while just aimed down sight. And it's more of a precision weapon than a, you know, well, Call of Duty 360 no-scope type thing. And yet here you just get your position given away for doing what you're supposed to do. Kinda sucks. I hope they find a better alternative, because... Well, I will be the first to say that the ghillie suits in Bad Company 2 were maybe a little too good, to the point where I'm pretty sure they were the main reason you could not go prone in that game. You literally wasn't an option. Because you'd still literally never see them. Yeah. Not great. Funny when you're not on the other end. Not great. But hey, it did unlock the entire sniper classes tree in less than a day. So, you know, I liked it well enough. Loses a fire and you got a cavalry sword. Cav swords, yeah? Interesting sword type. I believe technically they're more, I said nose heavy, tip heavy, because, well, cavalry, if you're riding on a horse and you're slashing down at somebody, you kind of got a lot of momentum already going for you because horse big, horse move quickly, horse create a lot of momentum. You need a stronger blade more than you need a delicate sharp blade. Tunneling around a blind. That sounds like a personal nightmare of mine, but you know what? Go for it. Ay, toro. Na 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 na. Yeah. What do I want to do with that? It's kind of just the constant question of like how I want to edit this video. I also need to remember to respond to the comment that was put on the VOD, last VOD. So yay, human interaction. Don't ask why talking on stream, talking to you guys on stream is different. It just is. Even to like a Discord VC. Or typing. I don't know why. I mean, I have ideas. Technically talking to my screen right now. So, you know. The model's pretty. So I got that to look at. Dog is dogging quite effectively. Bark, bark. Bark, bark indeed. But I am running out of things to talk about. Even for me. Are we done, dog? Probably not, but you know, we get a slight reprieve. Alright, so, things I need to do. Entertain myself. Respond to the comment. Probably do that first before I forget. Edit the video. Make a thumbnail. And get it up by 8. Oh boy. Oh well. I literally asked for this and I did it to myself, so not doing it isn't gonna solve the problems. Either way, hopefully you enjoyed. That is it for today, because I need to... got 3 hours left to do this in. So yeah. As always, stay awesome, and I'll catch you guys later. See ya.